だとよエレ。今ならケツに蹴り入れるだけで勘弁している。
Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Attack on Titan final season, the final chapters, special one. And during the last when we saw them last, Eren is launching the rumbling has been enacted. He is destroying everything, and everybody else is trying to get to him and stop him. So yeah, that's where we were stopped at. And full disclosure, for those of you that this is the first time you're watching my reaction to Attack on Titan, this is like the first thing. I've been spoiled how this anime ends, basically. So which has left me feeling like I don't have the excitement that I used to have when I would go into watching Attack on Titan, but I've been reacting to it ever since the very beginning. So it's like I can't just stop. If it was up to me, I would be like, I'm done with the show. But I've been reacting to it for since the beginning. So it's like I have to finish it, and So yeah, that's what we're gonna do right now. And before we get into this reaction, if you guys like it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/feelmini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go. Okay. I've been sitting here just trying to think about how to talk about this episode. Like I said, since I've been spoiled, what I've been spoiled is just I feel like I'm just watching it for the sake of watching it and seeing everything play out, and that's it. 'Cause when Hanji died, I'm like, Hanji died. Okay. I wasn't the way the characters were crying and everything. I saw a thumbnail of someone reacting to this special episode, and the thumbnail had this person like crying and everything. Like you see tears in their eyes and all that. And I feel like had I not been spoiled this, I would have been right there with her, because it was a woman. That the thumbnail that I saw, it was a woman. So I would have been right there with her crying, But me knowing how this ends, it took out like everything. it took it out of me. So it's like me watching her die. It didn't really. I'm like, she died. It wasn't until when they showed her next with Erwin and everybody else that died, that's when I teared up a little bit. But apart from that, like nothing that was happening this episode was like really hitting me emotionally, because I'm like, I already spent my emotions knowing how this ends. My emotions already like it's like I'm devoid of emotions when it comes to that. So it's sad for the characters, to see Henry died and everything. But it's like me myself, I'm just like, she died, whatever. Eren clearly had an idea of what he was gonna do, because they started this episode with him when he was still like young. I feel like that dream sequence that he had when Mikasa woke him up, it happened before he joined the Corps. That's what I think. And he was crying there, so he already had an idea of what was about to happen. And then they showed these two kids, Ramsey and Halil, and they were storing this money and they were planning on leaving and all these things. And then you see Eren walking around in Marley. I feel like it was right after when they were having this meeting with this group that was like pro Eldians or something or other like that. And then they went to this meeting. They were thinking that them aligning with these people were gonna lead to a path to peace, I guess, between the Paradise and everybody else. But then it turns out that these people were against the Paradise allying people. So Eren left that meeting, and I believe that's when They said that that was the last time they saw Eren or something or other like that. And I feel like when he left that meeting and he was walking down the street, that's when he found that kid. One of the I don't know if it was Khalid or Ramsey, either way, one of them that was getting beaten up in the alley. And he's like, why am I even worried about this? Because he knew what he was gonna do. He saw himself destroying the whole world. He's like, if I destroyed the whole world, that means that they didn't actually find a way out of their situation. So he's like, why am I even bothering feeling sorry for this kid when I'm gonna kill him in the future? But he still went ahead and saved them because him knowing what's gonna happen, I don't know, he still went ahead and saved them. And then he was saying to this kid, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then you show the kid and his brother or the other person, and then they see the rumbling happening. They were trying to run, the money fell, they were trying to pick up the money, and then you see the time is just like crushing them and everything. It's like, and then you had the Annie at one point being like, she's not gonna, well, Annie and I'm not forgetting this boy's name. Armin and Annie, they were there talking. Basically, they were showing us that they liked each other or something or that. And I'm sort of like here thinking, okay, does Armin like Annie because he himself actually likes her, or is it because he has Bertolt's memories? So I'm like, is his feelings? I know he's carrying Bertolt's feelings for her in him. So I'm like, but are those your feelings? So when that scene was happening between them, I'm like, okay, sure, we both of you like each other, but that doesn't do anything for me in the grand scheme of things, because like, sure, you guys like each other. And Annie's like, I'm not going anywhere. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's no way they're gonna bench Annie in what's happening with Eren and everything. She has to participate in somehow, So when Colt and Sasha, when they showed up, and then they were like, he was like, he's had a dream. It was Zeke's memories, and he saw himself flying, and he asked Annie if apparently the female Titan can manifest other people's powers or something or other like that. Maybe if they consume something from this particular person, they can manifest their powers. So it seems like because Zeke Colt has been transformed through Zeke's spinal fluid and everything, he sort of like can manifest the Beast Titan's powers somehow. And then apparently, because the Beast Titan fly, because it seems like that's what they're trying to say, that he can fly, and that they can, I don't know if they were gonna have Annie try to fly or something, or is it, well, I'm guessing it's gonna be Annie, because Colt is not really, he doesn't have full control of his powers yet, but Annie is a seasoned Titan warrior and everything, so I'm guessing they're gonna have her eat, I guess, a little bit of gold so that he can get those powers and then join the fray, the battle and everything. Some told me she's just not gonna run off into the sunset, So that's gonna be a way for her to join the fight. Now you have, before Hanchi died, she anointed Armin is not the commander. So they were like trying to devise a plan about how to approach this, how to stop Eren. And while they were having this meeting, Reiner is like, he feels like Eren is telling them to stop him or something or other like that. And Armin's like, yeah, that makes sense, because why would he just let us keep our powers and everything? He has a found Titan power. He can control, your physiology, your memories, everything. So why is he just letting us be able to still use our powers if it's not to stop him? And then while they were strategizing and everything, they were like, okay, we don't know where exactly Aaron's body is in the fountain, So they're like, they probably need to just bomb like everything, the whole thing, and destroy the whole fountain. But then they were like, that's gonna be the last resort, because if they do that, that means Aaron will die. So that's gonna be the last resort. And they were like, okay, we need to like talk to him and try to get him to stop this, And then you had Levi there. That's like, okay, we have a last resort, but isn't Aaron doing all of this, the rumbling, because he's able to control. He has hold of Zeke. So if we just kill Zeke, then that control is gone. So he's not gonna be able to do the rumbling anymore. So they're like, yeah. And I'm like sitting here as I'm watching Levi say all this. And I'm like, this Levi he just wants to kill the Zeke. That's his main thing. Like, he's been trying to do that ever since Zeke basically killed Erwin and everybody else, and turned his people into Titans, and he had to murder them and all that. He's been trying to kill Zeke. So that's his goal. And him doing that, they're assuming that that's gonna stop the rumbling as well. So they're like, okay, but we still don't know where he is, with the fountain and the rumbling and everything. They don't know where he is either. So when Aaron started attacking that Fort Salta, that's where they were going, right? When he was making his way there, and then you see and his parents are still alive. His father is still alive, which is the main reason why she was doing all these things, to try to get back to him. And right now she thinks that he's dead. So that's also part of the reason why she's like, I don't want to fight anymore. But he's alive. And Randall's parents are alive. Like, a whole bunch of people are alive. So they made their way to Fort Salta. And in their mind, they were going to get to these ships. And then they were going to, I'm guessing, try to escape with the ships. That's what they thought the ships were doing. They were escaping. But no, they were heading toward Aaron and the rumbling. And they were going to try to stop that from happening. But that didn't work. Because I'm assuming that Aaron is the one that controlled Zeke and turned him into the attack tan, and then started, doing his, not the attack tan, the beast tan, and started, flinging those rocks and stuff and destroying those ships. The bombs were not doing anything. So he destroyed all those ships. And then you see the ship that Armin and the others were on, coming, and Reiner jumped into the fray and then detached. It seems like he detached the Beastan from the main body, the fountain body. It seems like he detached him from that. So would that stop Aaron? Would that sever the link between him and Aaron? I don't know. So there's that, and then the others also jumped into the fountain, and then they're like, Armin, the last thing that he said was that how is he was gonna ask Aaron this one question, how is he free in all of this, or something or other like that, I don't know. But that's the question that he's gonna ask him. Flock also made an appearance. Did I completely forget about Flock? What happened the last time we saw him? I don't know. But these people got the ship ready, and then they were about to go, and then Flock just showed up and, shot the tank. So gas, they would be leaking gas if they didn't fix it. And they were like, okay, we can fix it, but it's going to take about an hour. And then you see the rumbling happening. I'm like, y'all don't have time. But Hanji slowed the Titans enough, I guess, so that they can make their escape, so they can fix the things and leave. So there was that. So now Flock is really dead. And then there's something else that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, that scene when Aaron brought them to the founding, like that white void thing, where everybody was like, Aaron, please stop this. I know it's because of us that you're doing this. You know, what you've done so far is enough to protect the island for hundreds of years. We can come to some kind of treaty and stuff, but everybody said what they needed to say, what they wanted to say. And then Levi's like, it's about time you tell us something. And then he's like, this rumbling is not gonna stop. And that the only way that they will stop him is by they will stop this is by stopping him. And then you see the young Aaron by the tree, right? And then you see the others like trying to run and try to get to him, but then it's sort of like they it was like a circle. They came back to where they started, but they didn't fully reach Aaron. They didn't reach Aaron at all. And then you saw the fountain as well, like the what was the name again? Was it Emir? Either way, you saw both of them there, young Aaron and Emir. You saw them over there and by the tree. And Aaron just basically told them that there's not going to be any discussion that's going to stop this. So the only way that they will stop the rumbling is by stopping him. So where they asked him why did he give them freedom or something or other like that, and he's like, I'm gonna, what did he say? The only way that he was going to get his freedom is by taking everybody else's freedom from them, but he didn't want to take their freedom from them, because he cares about them. They are the main reason why he's doing all of this. He's trying to protect them. So he's not going to take away their freedom, but he's going to take everybody else's freedom away from them so that they can be free. And I think that's where his question was going to come in. Like, how are you free? Aaron always had this image of, okay, once you go out of these walls, because they had these books that him and Army used to read, that talked about the world, the ocean, the sands, and everything. Like in his mind, everything was going to be beautiful and free and all that. And then he goes outside the walls and he sees that there's all this hatred that's toward them, everybody that's trying to kill them. It's not at all what he thought the outside world was going to be. So when he saw that, he was disappointed. He just wanted to destroy everything. I think he said that at the beginning of the episode. So he's trying to destroy everything. And, he's doing that. But, inside himself, he's conflicted. But I think he feels like he can't really stop this from happening. He has to destroy everybody. I don't know. And that's why the others are going to come in and stop him. Whatever. So, yeah. As I'm watching the episodes, I'm absorbing everything. I'm not really reacting to anything much because, like I said, having been spoiled how this thing ends, this anime ends, it destroyed the joy that I used to have when I'm watching the show. Some people, when they are spoiled stuff, they don't mind spoilers. They still enjoy what they're watching, even with the spoilers. I'm not that kind of person. Once something is spoiled about a show for me, especially when it's something major, if it's little things, I can still enjoy the show. But if it's something major that gets spoiled for me, and if it's something that I don't agree with, that I hate, it basically destroys my joy for what I'm watching, and I'm like, I don't even want to watch the show anymore. But like I said, because I've been reacting to this since the very beginning, I'm like, I can't just stop here. I have to finish it, And so that's what I'm watching. So sorry if you guys didn't see any excitement or whatever out of me. It's just because I'm spoiled. I've been spoiled, and I just don't. Yeah, Thank you guys for watching. I'm sure you didn't like this reaction, so I was about to say, if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up. I'm like, I'm sure you guys didn't really like this reaction because I wasn't really reacting to anything. I was just watching things play out. But if you still want to watch like the full length and everything, you can check it out on my Patreon. And if you want to watch, when is the next? This episode dropped on the 3rd, and I'm watching it on the 19th. When is the other one? The second special 2, I guess. When is that gonna be dropping? I thought it was gonna be like a weekly kind of thing, but if this was on March 3rd and we're on the 19th, that's like we're in the second week already or something, right? I don't know, whatever. I feel like there should be more. I don't know if this next hasn't dropped yet by then I guess I'm gonna be watching something else. I was gonna watch Bleach after Mob Psycho ended, but then they started, Attack on Titan dropped with this special episode, so I'm like, okay, let me just finish Attack on Titan and then attack Bleach, But if by next week the second part of this, the final chapters hasn't dropped yet, then I'm gonna be watching the first episode of Bleach, and that will be uploaded on my Patreon as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. I'm